We bought a gimbal. We've been looking to level up our footage on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for a while now by creating those super smooth cinematic car edits. But to do that, stable footage is key. So we picked up the Scion Weebil 3S, which will allow us to balance our camera with a 24 to 70mm lens and our phones for those quick edits. Today, we're going to get to know this gimbal by competing head-to-head in a car edit challenge, Patrick versus me. But Patrick's car is absolutely filthy, so we're going to give the FRS a quick wash before heading over to the spot to dive in.
Swag.
So we've arrived at our location armed with our gimbal and our nice and clean cars. So we've set up a little challenge for ourselves to kind of test out the new gimbal. We're each going to try to create 2 viral reels. I'm going to create one of my car, Patrick's going to take one of the FRS, and we're going to post them on Instagram and see who gets the most likes and reigns supreme. And you might be saying, why are you going to be creating kind of like short form Instagram content when you have this nice gimbal and nice big DSLR mirrorless camera? And that's because that's kind of what our goal is, really. We want to put out a lot of this kind of short form content on Instagram and TikTok of our own cars, and that was one of the big selling points of this gimbal. One, we wanted to use it for our more long form, kind of polished content, but then also we want to be able to slap our phone onto it and take a quick edit of our car. And this gimbal has allowed us to do both. It was a bit tricky to balance it, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like in a minute, but stay tuned, and we'll post the links to the reels in the description, so please check them out, and we'll post the winner in the next video. So to start, we're going to put the phone on the gimbal and just kind of walk through how to balance it. It's a bit tricky setting it up with the phone, but we figured out a good way with a little bit of counterweight to make it work. The key to our kind of success here is this little phone mount I got on Amazon. It just kind of adjusts like this and kind of clamps your phone. And we took it apart, and I had these gimbal counterweights, and we put one on the back here, which was really helpful to get it balanced, because these gimbals aren't a huge fan of smartphones, and sometimes you can get a little feedback from the motors and it's not super great, but we kind of found out what works with this. So the first thing we're going to do is put the gimbal in portrait mode, which is one of the nice things they do, where you can literally flip the position of the mount, and we'll get this attached. So we've put the phone on the gimbal in vertical mode, and now we have to balance it. Again, you can see we have a counterweight here in the back, which is helping the phone from tilting back as much as it usually wants to, because the big problem with this is we want this to clear the rear of the gimbal here, and that's hard to do without any counterweights. But now we're good to go and balance this up, and then we should be ready to go.
All right, so we've both taken some time to film our cars, get a couple clips shown that we'll be throwing into a reel. We'll be linking those below so you can check out and see which one you prefer. I think Wes might be choosing the lazy route and cap cutting it up, but we'll see what I end up doing. My editing skills are not quite up to par, but look forward to seeing the edits that we come up with, and we'll see you in the next one.